We'll call to order the Board of Zoning Appeals. Would you please stand for the pledge? Joe Machado, would you lead us in the pledge, please? Please remain standing for a moment of silence. Thank you. Call the roll, please.
Here.
Joe Crowell.
Here.
Sartain.
Here.
Joe.
Yeah, here.
Michael Rather.
Here.
Barrett.
Here.
Cantrell.
Present.
And all voting members are present, Mr. Chairman.
You have the minutes of the last meeting. Are there any changes or additions to the minutes? We have a motion that be accepted.
I move to approve them.
Have a motion that be accepted. Do we have a second? All those in favor say aye. Aye. Those opposed, like sign. They are approved. The first item of business we have is a request by Holly Grove Baptist Church, and they are asking relief from the standards of parking lot surface. What do you have on that?
Okay. Application 2012-01, filed by Holly Grove Baptist Church, involves the property located at 2633 Holly Grove Road. It's a 2.486 acre parcel, zone residential 15. Earlier this year, Holly Grove Baptist Church came before the Board of Zoning Appeals to get a variance for developing within in excess of 1,000 feet of a fire hydrant, and that variance was granted. They have since started the construction and nearing completion of an addition that is located on the church site, and the parking that was required to serve that part of the facility, the additional parking area, they are seeking a variance to a temporary variance to allow them to use gravel until they can raise the funds to pave it with a double bituminous surface. So I will just go over the pictures. I received no phone calls on this application. That's the site itself, the aerial. This is the original church facility. You can see the addition to the left, the sign. Surrounding area. Now the parking that serves the existing or the original church facility is paved. It's only the portion that is associated with the addition. And staff recommends approval of this application, and the upcoming picture should show the area that we're speaking to and the addition. And that concludes staff's presentation.
Okay, thank you. Do we have anyone here from Holly Grove Baptist Church? If you'd come around, please, to the podium up here. Thank you for being here tonight. Do we have any questions of these folks? Thank you. We'll open this for a public hearing for anyone who'd like to speak on this request. Close the public hearing. Do we have a motion on it?
Mr. Chairman, I make a motion to approve.
We have a motion that be approved. Do we have a second?
I'll second it.
Call the roll, please.
Bratcher.
Yes.
Joe Crowell.
Yes.
Joe Machado.
Yes.
Jerry Sartain. Zane Cantrell.
Yes.
Motion carries, sir.
Okay, it is approved. The next item we have is a request by Chris McGee, who is requesting the establishment of an accessory structure, and this is prior to the principal property being built. What do you have on that, please?
Okay, application 2012-2 involves the property located off of Rooker Road. It's a 7.5-acre parcel located in a residential 15 zone. This accessory structure, a shed located before on the property before a principal structure, has been before the board on 2 occasions, once in 2005 and another time in 2009. The shed was placed on the property. It was the intentions of the applicant to construct their residential home on the property. That never occurred due to life circumstances. And those 2 prior conditional use permits have been expired. The shed is still on the property. They do not wish to remove the shed from the property. However, they'd like to continue to have it. They're under the new language that's adopted in our code, and staff has recommended approval of this application provided that it continually meets this new language that's contained in section 1304E3, and it limits the use of the structure. We received several phone calls just inquiring as to what the sign posted on the property was for. Once it was explained that they just wanted to continue to have the shed on the property, there were no problems with it. And I'll just show you pictures of the aerial of the property as well as the surrounding area, and that concludes our presentation.
Okay, do we have anyone here representing this request? Okay, any questions from the board? Keith?
I don't really have any questions, Mr. Chairman. It's just a comments. This applicant already had a prior conditional use permit for this structure, and due to some circumstances, they were not able to do their principal structure. Now they're asking for the same thing, but this time just won't be a time frame for them to.
That's correct. The code has been revised to include language that allows people to use a vacant parcel and have an accessory or shed on the property without having a principal, provided that they continually meet the conditions where it's not used for commercial business, you can't use it for living quarters.
So in other words, we're really kind of renewing what they kind of already had.
Yes, sir, but excluding the time limit.
Right, and during the time that they had this, did we have any complaints, problems, anything like that you know of?
Not that I'm aware of.
Okay, thank you.
Any other questions or comments? We'll open this for a public hearing for anyone who'd like to speak on this request. Close the public hearing. Do we have a motion on it?
I make a motion to approve.
We have a motion to be approved. Do we have a second?
I second.
Thank you. Any other comments? Call the roll, please.
Keith Bratcher,
Yes.
Joe Kroll,
Yes.
Joe Machoto,
Yes.
Jerry Sartain,
Yes.
Zane Cantrell.
Yes,
Motion carries, sir.
it is approved. The next item we have is a request by Jody Stacy, who is requesting a Type B mobile home. What do you have on that, please?
Application 2012-3, filed by Jody Stacy, involves the property located at 7685 Burks Hollow Road. It's a 2.59-acre parcel located in a residential 15 zone. They are seeking a conditional use permit to allow the establishment of a Type B mobile home, which is a single wide on less than 5 acres. There is an existing home on the property. The applicant has stated in its application that it will either be demolished or converted into a personal storage facility. They have located the soils for the property. We have received several phone calls on this application, and no one indicated any problems with the establishment of a Type B mobile home on this property. And as you will tell in the photos I'm going through, that it exists, many exist in this area already, and so we don't see that it will be detrimental to the surrounding area. We recommend approval subject to conditions. We posted the sign on the property, and that concludes our presentation.
Okay, do we have anyone here representing this request for the mobile home? If you'll come around, please, to the podium. Give us your name and any additional information you want to share with the board.
My name's Jody Stacy, and I was just wanting to do a mobile home because the house is getting older, and it would be better for me and my brother
Is the mobile home currently sitting there? Okay. Any questions, please? Joe?
Ma'am, do you intend on someone living in the house and the mobile home?
No, sir. Just the mobile home.
Thank you.
I have one other question. In your application, make sure, I guess I'm clear on this. You're wanting to put the mobile home here, and then the existing structure, the home, you're either going to destroy it or you're going to keep it there for storage only? Yeah. Okay. Thank you.
Any other questions or comments? Thank you. You may be seated. We'll open this for a public hearing for anyone who'd like to speak on this request. We'll close the public hearing if we have a motion on it.
Will be approved, Mr. Chairman.
Have a motion to be approved. Do we have a second?
I second it.
Second. Call a roll, please.
Keith Bratcher,
Yes.
Joe Crowell,
Yes.
Joe Machoto,
Yes.
Jerry Sartain,
Yes.
Zane Cantrell.
Yes.
Motion carries, sir.
Okay, that concludes our business except for election of officers. The way we'll do this, we will have nominations, and we'll ask that the roll be called on that, so each of you may vote on it. Chair recognizes Jerry Sartain.
I'd like to make a motion that we re-elect our current chairman for another term.
What's his name?
Zane Cantrell.
Okay. Do we
I
have a
second
second?
the motion.
Have a second. Any other nominations?
I make a motion that all nominations cease for the chairman.
Okay. Call a roll, please.
Keith Bratcher,
Zane Cantrell.
Zane Cantrell.
Joe Machoto,
Zane Cantrell.
Jerry Sartain,
Zane Cantrell.
Michael Rather,
Zane Cantrell.
Jared Barrett.
Zane Cantrell.
Thank you. I appreciate the board having confidence in me to continue along this way for a little while longer. Certainly humbling to serve you guys. You folks do the really good job out there. I'm really impressed, and I tell people that I'm very much impressed with this Board of Zoning Appeals because of the way you study and work together, and it hasn't always been that way. So let me assure you, you've got a good board here. Now we need to elect a vice chair. Joe?
I'll nominate Jerry Sartain.
Okay, we have a nomination of Jerry Sartain.
I nominate Keith Bratcher.
Keith Bratcher. Okay, we have two. Any other nominations? We have two. Call a roll, please.
Bratcher. Oh, excuse me. Joe Crowell.
Wait, we get
Okay, you can vote for yourself. All right.
Keith Bratcher.
Keith Bratcher.
Joe Crowell,
Keith Bratcher.
Joe Machoto,
Jerry Sartain.
Jerry Sartain,
Jerry Sartain.
Michael Rather,
Jerry Sartain.
Jared Barrett,
Jerry Sartain.
Zane Cantrell.
Jerry Sartain. Congratulations, Jerry. Do you have a speech to make?
No speeches, but thank you very much. We'll try to continue to do a good job.
Very, very well spoken. And Keith, thank you for your good service. You do a great job out there. So, and Joe thinks you do too. So, it's always a pleasure to work with you. Do we have any other business that needs to come before the board?
No, sir.
Okay, we are adjourned. Thank you.